Now, this is our Women's Month feature, and so today we have what I've been punting for the whole show up until now as our fire starters. These are 4 women, 4 young women, and all of them are in their business element. It's with great pleasure that I have Benzi Kuzwayo. She's the founder and managing director of Nzile Investments. Lerato Motsamai, she's the founder and managing director of Petrolink. Mogau Seshoene, known for her work as the owner and founder of the Lazy Makoti. Lots of questions about that name. And of course, Sedzani Netshitenzhe, rather, and she's the co-founder and the CFO at Careers for You. Ladies, welcome. Hi. Lovely to have you on the show. Thank you for allowing us to have this girls' moment and this chat session. So now all of you are in business and all of you have decided to brave the business world and say, you know, I'm not going to stick in the traditional corporate space. I'm going to go out. Maybe let's start off with your experience, Lerato. Breaking into business, what was the experience like?
I think in the beginning, you set yourself up that you're going to succeed, no matter what the elements that present themselves. So I was really fired up in the first year of business, in spite of all the challenges that came with it. But year 2 really posed to be even tougher, because that's when you start realizing your money's run out. The context that you thought that you had that would open doors for you, you know, in your previous employment, they're no longer actually doing you that favor.
So Benzi she's batting her eyelids, she's doing all sorts of things in regards to year 2. What happens post the excitement of starting up a business when the real work actually now starts?
I think the resources get used up. So as you're going, as you're running your business, you keep thinking, okay, you know, money's going to come in, but it keeps going out because you have to run this business. It has to operate. So, you know, I mean, she's fortunate she got to feel that in year 2. Some of us felt it within 6 months. You're thinking, oh my goodness. You know, so I think, I think definitely everything she's saying is so true.
So, Sedzani, so what I'm hearing, Mogau, what I'm hearing is startup capital is great, but what you actually need is running business capital.
Correct,
more than anything. And I think also nobody warns you about how lonely entrepreneurship really is. All your friends now don't understand. You always broke, you always busy, you always working, you always this. So nobody warns you about just how extremely lonely it can get as an entrepreneur.
Lonely? Lack of capital? Why are you doing this? Help me understand. Why are you doing this?
They really call us crazy. The reason why you're doing it is because it starts off with a passion. You're passionate about something. You see a need in your community and you want to make a change, you know. And that's what makes you quit your job, the passion, for me at least.
So here's the issue I have with what Sedzani is putting on the table, because you're talking about societal issues and solving problems. What happened to just making money?
I don't think I would survive if it was just about making money. I would have gone back to employment if it was just about money, because there are times where there's no income whatsoever, but what keeps you going is the passion.
That is also important.
It is important. I can't deny that. It's very important.
But she's right. The passion too. That's why there are only 8% of women entrepreneurs in this country, and I'm not even factoring the failure rate. So
what do you think has been your staying power, Benzi?
I think
what's been the passion for you?
The passion, that's such a good question. You know,
I know that's what I'm good at.
I think, you know what, somebody once said there's a gentleman who is making a lot of money in the UK and he is in the waste business. So he's a garbage truck collector man, and he's not going to be passionate about picking up rubbish, etc., right? So, but what keeps him going is whatever, you know, got him in it. So whatever problem he was trying to fix, that's what keeps him going. So for me, I don't really look at it as just as, you know, passion. I look at it as, why did you get into it? And for me, the passion is, I wanted to have, to use my own time, to decide what I do with my own time. That's why I got into it, and that's what makes you stay. So whatever you want to call it, there's always that one reason why you're doing it, and most of the time it's got nothing to do with money, because if it did, you'd be out of there so quickly.
So you're the only person who actually brought us goodies, right? So I actually wanted, so these are very cute and very sexy, and I actually just want to open one up.
Oh my goodness.
What's the story here? Are you making these yourself? What's going on?
Okay, so I started Kicky. Kicky means cake in Swahili, right?
Oh, Kicky.
Kicky. Ikeki. You know, you can just even hear the Zulu in it. So it means cake in Swahili.
Yeah.
So I started this business during, I was finishing off my master's, and I was just like, okay, you know, I love cooking, I love baking, let me make some extra cash. And it's just evolves. It evolved after that, basically. That's exactly what happened. And yeah, that's how Kicky came about. And what makes it different, I try to get ingredients from other regions.
Yeah.
So like I just got a shipment of Ghanaian chocolate.
Oh,
so
awesome.
I'm playing around with that in my chocolate cake.
So this is a really interesting enterprise, but
Look really good.
Mogau, you're changing stereotypes. You're like, you know, guys talk about the bro code. You're like our woe code in the sense that you help women hide the secret that they can't cook.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your business.
So the idea for the Lazy Makoti came when a friend of mine was going to get married, and she was really that Santan baby with her
A
weave.
Santan baby.
With the weave. That girl with the career and the big car and whatever. And she was getting married to a Zulu boy from KZN.
Hey, leave my brothers. Play nice to my brothers. And then?
And so the expectation was that at some point she would have to go live there for a bit.
Papa, Putu, the
Do
works.
the whole thing. So she was worried about making an impression. How do you impress the in-laws past your looks and your degree and your car and all of that? We did a few lessons, and then she recommended me to other people as well, and then it just snowballed from there, and I saw there really is a demand for this.
So wait, the assumption is that you can cook.
I can cook.
And so you're able to teach the rest of us how to cook.
Yes.
Okay.
But our focus is traditional South African food. So there are plenty of places to go to learn, say your Asian and your Italian foods. But crazy enough, there was never a place to go to learn how to make pap or chakalaka.
So wait, I want to wrap my head around this. So I'm Zulu, right? So I can wrap my head around all the Nguni dishes. Let's say I married a vendor man. You got me.
I have ladies that help me actually. So I got you.
You got me. All right. So that's really, let's go into the petrochemical space, right? And Lerato, let's talk about how do you even begin to get into such a close boys club and the experience of doing that?
Absolutely, it is very much a boys' club. I was just fortunate in that my first job was actually in the petrochemical space. I worked for Engen and basically built up my career from there and moved into the different, you know, facets of the petrochemical space, focusing a lot on the retail side of the business. So when I left my my employment, formal employment, I then went into consulting. So Petrolink started off as a consultancy, creating opportunities for those who wanted to get into, you know, operating a petrol station. But one day I woke up a year later and I thought to myself, what am I doing? You know, who am I enriching here? I'm not making money for myself, you know. So I think that I needed to then revise my strategy as well as my vision. And I think generally we tend to start off, you know, playing very small because we don't know what to expect out there until you start realizing that your resources are actually drying up and you need to actually step up your game. So what we're doing at the moment is now putting together petrol stations that we're going to roll out into your low-cost rural environments. So I'm doing the same thing that I initially started off doing, but at least I will now at least be benefiting from that.
So one thing that's clear as we go to break, and we're going to come back and we're going to talk, we've touched of course on 3 businesses. We still have another business, C4U, that we need to talk about, but we're going to take a short break. But what's resonating in studio today as I'm speaking to these ladies is that profits need not be just the sole driver. It's also about the people. And it's the people, if you put those people at the center of your business model, then you're really changing lives. Let's take a short break. Our 5 starters are in studio. This is our Young Businesswoman edition. It's Women, Wisdom and Wealth, and this is our Women's Month installment of Business this week. Now, before we went to the break, we were talking about the different businesses that these amazing women are all involved in, all except one. So, Sedzani, let's talk about careers for young people. Talk to us about your business and how you got started and what it is that you're doing.
Well, Careers for a Powerful You is a career guidance academy. So basically what we do, we facilitate the process of quality career decision making, and we focus on township and rural areas. And the reason why we started this business is because of our experiences. Well, it's me and my business partner, Fulu. We're from small towns in Limpopo, so we didn't have thorough career guidance while we're in high schools, to a point where when you get to tertiary, you waste a year just trying to figure out if what you're studying is what you really love. And then you make friends with learners that went to private schools and they just have this proper career plan. They just know exactly what to do and position themselves. And you are still struggling with soft skills like time management. So, and also one last thing that made us say, okay, you know what, we need to just start a company was also, if you can relate, I don't know if you can relate, ladies, if you're from small towns, you become a point of reference if you're doing the right thing. So parents here and there would refer their kids to you to help them. So that on its own just showed us there's a need out there for learners. They want someone who's going to facilitate or expose them to opportunities and resources. So that's why we started the company.
So one of the things that I love talking about when I'm talking to women is, are the boys coming to the party? So Benzi's looking scared. So, so at home, are your partners coming to the party? In the workplace, are you getting the sense that men are realizing the importance of women and their contribution, whether it be in the boardroom or partnerships on site, wherever we need them to play ball? Let's get your sense first, Mogau. Let's go to Benzi, come back, Lerato, and then Sedzani.
Honestly, I think so. I think the boys really are coming to the party. They're being supportive. The problem is a little with us, the girls.
All right.
It's even when I'm not your direct competitor, we still have like a clash. Even when you're trying to get, say, a female mentor, it's
I've been calling for the woe code for such a long time, just to to go along the lines of the bro code. But I totally get what you're saying, and some women would go as far as saying maybe we are our own worst enemies. I don't know if that's the answer. What's your experience been? Are boys coming to the party?
Look, I think boys understand that it's important for women to come onto the party. But in terms of taking us as seriously as they would if we were men, I don't think that's the case. To be quite honest with you, sometimes, walk into a boardroom and you're the only woman in the space. And you can see their eyes are not really looking at you as, a peer. They're looking at you, oh, wow, she looks good, and they'll ask you something ridiculous like, oh no, so you taking the minutes for us,
Right.
So they know you're coming, they know you're in the room with them, but
they're not taking you seriously.
Yes.
Your experience, I mean, surely you've had to knock some boys out of the way to get with who you are.
I must say that the support is definitely there, more from the boys than the women. I'm yet to still find women that I can be able to actually say, you know what, let's sit down, let's try and find ways to be able to, become players, dominant players. But I believe that slowly but surely, as transformation is also bringing a lot of women into entrepreneurship and giving them the opportunities.
So we almost have to transform ourselves as well.
Yeah.
Final comment from you, Sedzani.
Well, for me, I guess I've been lucky. I've never really come across like women that are trying to pull her down syndrome. I've met some amazing women out there that are in business and that are really supportive, and they're not necessarily in the same space as I am, but just an ear to listen.
So we've got a mixed bag of experiences, and it was with such great sadness that we've come to the end of this show. I'm so sad. I'm so glad that you guys were able to make it. Thank you so much for making the time to join us. For you at home, thank you so much for joining this special edition of Business This Week. A very big thank you to my guest, Sedzani Netshitenzhe. She's a co-founder and CFO at Careers for You. Benzi Kuzwayo, founder and managing director of Enzile Investments. Mogau Seshoene, founder and owner of The Lazy Makoti, and Lerato Motsamai. She is the founder and managing director of Petrol.